You are welcome to yet another episode of LFN What's Your Say? The #1 listening show where we discuss real issues with real people like you. We are still featuring R. Kelly. Real name Robert Sylvester Kelly. Also known as the R&B King. Anyone will get tempted to judge another when it's not yet their turn to face the wrath of having to deal with sadists like those responsible for R. Kelly's current misery. It's always tempting to think everything is okay with the one you have, and that they will never let you down until they remind you that no man is immune to the wrath of a woman. Only a year ago, famous American television host and film producer Steve Harvey was heard loud in his own voice along with his crew members speak on the R. Kelly situation. Pretending he wasn't even aware the R&B King was in jail, Steve Harvey sarcastically approached the conversation, making plenty of comedy from it, an act which we won't blame him for, considering that's his core business. But to trivialize the R. Kelly situation and yet mention nothing to suggest he deserves to get justice and to be treated fair left many wondering whether he is aware of what was actually happening. Steve Harvey sounded like he didn't have a clue on how a partner can suddenly turn against you and make you pay a huge price for having chosen her among many. During this conversation, a cocky and egocentric Steve Harvey went hard on R. Kelly instead of defending him. He too, like every other ordinary person that doesn't understand how the world works, was quick to judge him only because the rumors said so. He repeatedly advocated for the accusers as though it was them that needed justice and forgot one important fact. And that is that in this world, you can choose to be all perfect, but this will not stop people, and especially those we refer to as loved ones, to find fault in you and blame you for all kinds of falsehoods. Not so long ago though, Steve Harvey received a bit of a test of his own medicine, when he came to learn that in the eyes of his wife, he too is quite inadequate. His beloved wife Marjorie did not hesitate to replace him with his own paid bodyguard, and allegedly some other workers that survive on Harvey's payroll. Steve Harvey also came to learn that his beloved woman Marjorie would also be leaving him, for she now prefers to instead show love to her own workers than be shown love by the alpha Steve, who has been spending a fortune on an annual basis to keep her happy and the both of them alive. And as if that was not enough, she will also be charging him marriage restitutions to a tune of $200 million, almost 20 times what R. Kelly is being charged for 3 separate cases. Marjorie wants all this money taken from his bank account and transferred to hers before she leaves him. More like a retirement package to say thank you for cheating on me with my own paid workers. I am sure Steve Harvey now understands exactly what R. Kelly must be feeling after coming face to face with betrayal looking straight into his eyes. Now he knows that women will sometimes demand unfair settlements even when it's them that wronged the man, and that the public or court of law will be quick to support them, only because they heard their story and not the man's. What Steve didn't know was that a woman could spend plenty of time with you, be it years or even decades like Marjorie had spent with him, but every single night you spend with her, she's grading you with F's and nothing else but F's. And that it doesn't really matter to her if all you have done is be nice to her, she will still charge you like loving her was a mistake. This is exactly what happened to R. Kelly. While he was charged for enticing minors, it's just common sense that R. Kelly did not even need to entice anybody to be with him. On the other hand, it was the women, their parents and aunts, who were head over heels pursuing and luring him to be with them. Existing evidence shows that it wasn't R. Kelly doing the enticing but the parents of these women. All reports of abuse have remained hanging with no evidence to back them up. The only evidence we can see are pictures and videos of the very same women on shopping sprees with Kelly, and riding in some of his supercars burning fuel he paid for, and basically living a lavish lifestyle off him. On the other hand, the government wants us to believe that these women were abused, and some even claim they were battered, which isn't true. While R. Kelly was charged with RICO violation, there is no evidence to prove that he operated an illegal enterprise like the law requires before the act can be invoked. And while the government claimed he violated the Mann Act, what the government wants us to believe was transportation was simply travel by willing women going to attend concerts and for other business, not necessarily to get exposed to STDs like the verdict suggests. This law was intended for people who conveniently move to other states where laws are weaker to conveniently commit crime at the destinations. But the destinations do punish the act of spreading STDs, and therefore this could not have been the motivation for travel. Just like Steve Harvey's Marjorie, these women after years of exploiting the R&B king also want a terminal payoff now to a tune of approximately $11 million when Don Russell's case is added to the equation. Thankfully they are not demanding that he pays $200 million like beloved Marjorie Harvey, who just won't stop cheating and now prefers to leave, such that she can do the cheating officially with no further restrictions. Does this serve Steve Harvey right? While we may sympathize with him that he has to go through this, he also ought to realize that by sarcastically rebuking R. Kelly without reading through the trial transcript and what the laws say in order to make more informed comments, he technically disappointed all Kelly's fans and supporters around the world who would be rooting for him as he deals with his own pains. According to Loren, I really do sympathize with Steve Harvey, for he doesn't deserve to go through what he is currently dealing with. In fact, no one does. But him going round speaking on R. Kelly like that was wrong. I am a little disturbed by the category of people who will take everything for its surface value without digging deeper for a better understanding. Many, like Steve Harvey, have simply chosen to believe that R. Kelly is indeed guilty, only because the trial court says so. If this was always the case, then we would not hear of anything called a wrongful conviction. It's therefore not right to take to media and judge our own R. Kelly only because the trial court said he is guilty. I hope he has finally learnt his lesson, Steve Harvey, that things are not always the way we see them, and that a man can get a woman off the street, and that same woman will not hesitate to turn around on him and ask for a fortune as compensation after betraying him. And how I pray everyone rebuking the R&B king can learn from Steve Harvey's experience. According to Sharma, I actually didn't know that Steve Harvey too can engage in such cheap talk. I know so many people who spoke on this and Steve Harvey was not among. It's only now that I am learning he too had a role to play in R. Kelly's after-trial struggles, when every opportunist is judging him, and everyone pretending to care so much about the women. We all know the plain truth is R. Kelly did not abuse these women, and that many of their stories are inaccurate. We also know that the government broke the law while trying to pin him down. No judgment is correct if it's derived from unlawful investigation processes. Meanwhile, it looks like every person who goes against R. Kelly eventually receives a thorough beating. He is indeed anointed. If you wish to take part in a live interview discussing any of these topics, let us know by sending an email to sashalfnmedia@gmail.com for scheduling. Thank you for watching today's video, a production of LFN Media, giving you another perspective of issues at hand. We make it our business to keep you updated with the truth amidst the cloud of lies the media wants you to believe. It is therefore important to subscribe to this channel, hit the bell icon and allow all notifications so that you don't miss out whenever we publish a new video.